What's up, Guardians? We're Microphone Joes. This is episode 9, and today we're going to be talking about Destiny 2, because we all started up. Our clan, Forces of Dinklage, we told them that we were going to be posting this up. We're going to be doing a review / spoilers for the story. Conversation is probably going to take us everywhere. It usually does.
Yep.
So, first and foremost, I think that we're all pretty fucking happy with Destiny 2.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. And as a disclaimer, I quit after Vanilla Destiny. CJ came back and played the Taken King.
The Taken King expansion, which was, a little bit of a preview of what we were going to get in Destiny 2, because I really enjoyed the Taken King DLC. That's what the original campaign probably should have been.
Did you quit after Vanilla Destiny as well, Rev?
Yeah.
Okay. So I will say everything that I've heard is that after the Taken King expansion and after all the DLC came out, Destiny was a completely different landscape than it was from the base game. So I'm pretty happy. Like I said, we all have liked Destiny 2 as well. And if you're listening, you're not part of our clan, Forces of Dinklage. Look for us. We're kicking ass.
Yeah, we are. For tits and wine.
Yeah, for tits and wine.
Tits and wine.
Yeah, and we're growing fast.
Yeah, we got about 40 spots open right now in the clan. So
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, hurry up and hop on.
Yeah, but I'm excited because Destiny 2 is so good out of the gate.
Oh, yeah.
To see what it's going to be like after they factor in all the DLC as well.
It
just
feels
because
like,
of how the first game changed so much.
For the most part, it feels like an actual complete game.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, well, that was my biggest complaint about the first Destiny is we played through the story and it's like, it felt incomplete.
Yeah, because the first story was on, or the first Destiny was only like 2 hours long or something like that, wasn't it?
That's a bit more than that, but yeah, it didn't make sense. You're right. It was kind of all over the board.
Yeah, Sniper Lady, and it just nothing. And it kind of is a little annoying they don't address any of that in this game, but I feel like they kind of went, it didn't make sense to us too. Let's just pretend it didn't happen.
Yeah, kind of. We had talked about it as well, that this is what the first Destiny should have been.
Yeah, this is what they hyped us for in the first Destiny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy. On a side note, like I said, our name is Forces of Dinklage. Dinklebots, if you're out there, we're coming for you. Yeah,
we will literally hunt you down.
Yeah, that's true. If you're in there are sworn enemies now. All right, we're the only Peter Dinklage themed clan on Destiny that matters.
Yes.
All right, if we find even one member in the Crucible, we were talking about. Look, we're not here for the rest of you. Stand aside.
Coming for that fucker.
It's fucking right.
Going down.
But yeah. So let's talk about some of the things that we liked.
All right. Well, I'll start right off. I'm a big. I play Halo, and the original 3 Halos by Bungie, and then the other 2 ODST and Reach. Part of the reason why I fell in love with them was the story. Bungie, when they want to, they can create a great story.
Yeah.
And Destiny, the first one, whatever reason, we've heard a lot of things behind the scenes. Activision pushed them too hard. They fired a bunch of people from the original Halo teams. The first story was not even really a story. This one is actually a story.
Oh, yeah.
Similar to the Taken King, because the Taken King had a narrative, it had a main villain, it wasn't just this ambiguous darkness that you were fighting. But I really liked the story. I was interested in what was going on. Some parts were a little confusing and didn't make a lot of sense, but for the most part, this story and the characters that they created in the story, or basically recreated from the original one, like Cade Six, and I can't remember the other 2 people's names, but they're good. They're good characters. They did a good job, and I thought that made the game that much more enjoyable because the gameplay itself is amazing.
Yeah.
But when you add a decent story to it, it definitely adds to the experience.
Contractually, do we know how much either studio is involved in the conceptualization and making of the game?
Bungie, as far as I know, Bungie does everything game design-wise. Activision's just the publisher, and they set the deadlines, and I've read before that part of the contract was that they have to have at least 2 DLCs for each game they come out with, but okay. I think Bungie gets almost total creative control.
Was that the same with the first Destiny?
Yeah, one of the big problems from my understanding with the first Destiny was like Jason Jones, I gotta think, Marty O'Donnell, a bunch of the core Bungie people that created Halo either quit or were fired because of the schedules that Activision was putting down and their disagreements. Like Jason Jones was a creative writer for all the Halo games, and he was the one who came up with the original idea for Destiny and the overarching story. The story that we were told that got everybody hyped, the main ideas. And when he got let go, I don't remember if he was let go or quit, they had to reshuffle everything and redo the narrative, and I think that's part of the reason the original one was just so lackluster. But this time they've got their act together. They obviously know what they're doing, and it's better.
Yeah, like you said, I was actually invested in this story.
Yeah.
That this time around.
Yeah.
What about you, Riff?
I really like the open world, how detailed and how vibrant the worlds are.
Yeah,
now,
that was
because
one of my notes as well.
In the previous Destiny, it seemed like everything was just... I mean, it was a big open world, sure, but everything was so desolate.
You had to sparrow to one little spot where a couple enemies might pop up, and you might get a chest or something.
Yeah, there was a lot of dead space.
And the scouting missions were just to fill time. I got to 20 yesterday and screwed around a little bit on Earth, but I haven't done any of what the equivalent of the scouting missions are now, so maybe you can speak more to that, Atomic.
I haven't done many of the scouting missions as well. The patrol missions that we talked about.
Yeah, patrol.
They're simple, man. It's usually like
but there's
this
more
enemy is holding on to some pieces.
But there's more to do than that now, because in the base game for the original Destiny, that once you cleared the missions on a planet, there was the patrol missions, which were kill these 5 guys, pick up these 5 things, scan these 5 things, hold this position. That was all you had to do on
right. That's kind of what the patrol missions are now, but they've definitely added a lot more layers.
Yeah,
like strikes are like more difficult versions of main story missions.
Yeah,
and then raids are like the Leviathan, the Nightfall raids. Yep. They're like they're specifically designed not in the main story. Made to be extremely difficult, have to tackle with 6 people kind of things. Yeah. And those were in the first game as well.
They came out a little later.
They're a lot more flushed out this time around. I think that their biggest takeaway from Destiny 1, so I guess it's good that this one came out later, is that people are hungry for more shit after the main story. Like, after you hit the level cap, it's a climb to the top. It's literally like you have to claw your fucking way to 350.
What did you say when we finally... So Atomic started playing this when it came out, and Rev and I just
waited 2 days, all right?
Rev and I got it on Friday, so, we've already completed the campaign. We're both level 20, but we beat the campaign, and you said something hilarious.
Oh, it was, now that we've actually beat the game, now we can actually start playing it.
Yeah,
that's true, yeah.
Because so much opens up.
Yeah, you get a lot more missions.
You get a sparrow.
You get a sparrow.
Yeah, you don't realize how handy that thing comes in until you don't have it.
Well, I'm glad that they hold it back from you, so you have to walk everywhere and enjoy the game. Because in the first Destiny, you get one almost immediately.
I think
you like do get one immediately.
The second mission after your tutorial, so the tutorial and the very first main mission is just like, here's your sparrow.
Yeah, and then at that point, you're just driving from point A to point B, and you're not taking in the full environment and the scope of everything.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Well, there wasn't really much to take in.
No.
In Destiny.
Yeah, this game, like you said, it's no rev. It's vibrant. It's alive.
I guess Destiny 1 is, a little more accurate because the moon is supposed to be barren.
Yeah. That was probably my favorite environment in the original Destiny, just because, there was like this old space station-y feel to a lot of the places. But other than that, most of those maps are just garbage.
Like I said, I haven't been back since Vanilla Destiny, when Peter Dinklage, the namesake of our clan,
was monotoning his way through.
Yeah, Northern North did a hell of a job. I know with the Taken King, he went back and re-recorded everything.
Yeah,
as well. But I think he had a lot more personality, and it goes, no more wizards that came from the moon. You know what I mean? So I also liked, now that you guys are at level 20, I tried to be as spoiler free as well.
Yeah.
When we were all hanging out, I tried to okay, these are things that you need to look out for, but I didn't want to spoil anything. But now that you guys are level 20. Raids are going to start factoring, etc. And one of my positives is that all the subclasses for a class matter, and you need to get proficient with all of them to do high-level raids. I like that, and I don't like that. So it's kind of a bit of a mix for me. I like that because it's not, you can't just run with your favorite class. And I don't like that because you can't just run with your favorite class.
Yeah. It adds strategy to it.
It does, yeah. Well, that's what I was talking about is for the Leviathan raid, you almost have to coordinate with the 6 people that are going in and being like, okay, look, you're going to run this and you're going to do this and these are the weapons that we all have to have.
Everybody has their own role.
Exactly. So, like I said, it's kind of a strange mixture for me. I like that because you have to get good at your character and not just a single class.
Yeah.
But I guess, you could always just play as your favorite class whenever you're just fucking around. But.
Yeah, for sure.
What's up?
Is that all you had on that?
Yeah, that's all I had for positive. I mean, I can't say enough good things about this game.
Yeah,
it's definitely a hell of a step up.
Yeah.
But I'll move into a couple...
real quick, the gunplay. The way the shooter works, I think, is fantastic.
I think they finally balanced everything. Because in the first game, you would get patches, it seemed like almost every 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, we're rebalancing this gun. So Destiny 1 was almost like a pilot of ideas.
Oh, like a glorified beta?
Like a conceptualization. Like, this is the direction that we want to go, which is unfortunate. And I'm not even saying that Destiny 1 was bad. It's just that now that we've moved on to Destiny 2, the first game's flaws are kind of glaringly obvious,
Well, the original was way overhyped.
Yeah,
they overhyped that so bad.
It got you to buy a PlayStation.
Yeah.
So what does that tell you about hype? It got you to buy a PlayStation again. He told me, for the viewers, he bought a PlayStation for Destiny 1 because I wouldn't shut the fuck up about it whenever we were hanging out.
Hype machine over here.
I was, yeah. I feel like I should get a kickback. I'm gonna talk to somebody, Bungie. But and then he ended up selling it to me, as a matter of fact, which I gifted to one of my relatives for Christmas a handful of years ago, and he bought another one for Destiny 2.
Yeah.
Hang on to it, because there will probably be a Destiny 3. I almost promise.
Yeah, unless you want to buy another PlayStation.
No, I think I'm good at this point.
Yeah, there was a whole debacle with GameStop we're not going to go into how we got sold a lemon.
Let's just say I bitched out a poor little lady, and it was not pretty.
Oh, that's true. Well, you didn't get her to cry. That's good.
No, but the guy that I came back in to replace the console, I'm pretty sure he was ready to cry.
Oh, yeah, that's... You were telling me about that. All right, without insulting anybody. All right, moving on. So, negatives. There's though I feel like my complaints are kind of minuscule.
Yeah, there's just nitpicks.
Yeah, little
That's
nitpicks. Well, the one is actually kind of a big fucking headache, and it annoys me, and that's fire team sizes.
Yeah.
That pisses me off. Like, I get why we have scaled fire teams. Like, you don't want 6 people running around the map, so it's not a one-size-fits-all kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I definitely feel like fire teams should be 4. They were 4 in Destiny 1,
Yeah, 3 is a really... Yeah, I'm
okay.
Because we did, back then, the Forces of Dinklage were only 4 people. And we did missions with just 4 people.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice that you can take 4 into the Crucible, that they opened it up like that, but I still feel like PvE should be 4 as well. It's kind of a strange choice to...
Yeah, 3 is an odd number.
It is kind of an odd number.
Yeah.
Like anytime I think of any kind of military shooter that has squad-based anything, it's always 4.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. It's like I said, you can still take 4 into the Crucible, but it limits the number of activities that you can do because you can't just jump back and forth without dropping somebody.
Somebody has to leave.
I assume, like Activision and Bungie, assume you have 2 best friends and the village idiot can tag along occasionally. But that's what I don't get. Yeah, it threw me through a loop. It's going to take some getting used to, and hopefully at some point they'll patch that.
Yeah.
And then speaking of Crucible, was the random Crucible is kind of
right.
right.
Yeah, because the original, one of the things they did, they had like 4 different game types you could choose from right off the bat.
You have to unlock it, I think, in the first game, but you still got it.
You had to get to like level 5 and talk to somebody, and then you had to play 2 random matches and opened up another playlist.
It's the guy you have to talk to the guy that's in this game as well. That even though he's wearing a helmet, it still looks like he's constipated. Like he's always angry. Yeah, but I don't understand that, and there's still 2 modes in the Crucible right now, and I think the one is just like kill confirmed.
They're all
deathmatch.
There's team deathmatch, kill confirm, and the bomb.
Yeah, that's not.
But
the bomb was in the other mode. I'm pretty sure.
They break them into 2. So I went back and looked at it, and the first game, quote unquote mode is just casual, and the second one is considered competitive. So I'm not really sure. I guess that Detonation one is put in competitive because it requires teamwork.
It's like objective based.
And team deathmatch and the kill confirmed, or whatever you want to call it, is in the other one because it's more you can kind of go off on your own. But we did discover the only times we won was when we stuck together as a team.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only time you can win.
That's what everybody's doing now in the Crucible is if you don't stick together as a team, you're getting mowed down.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, no matter what fucking game mode that you're playing. But I miss the 6 versus 6.
Yeah, that was my next complaint was, why isn't there larger game modes?
Yeah, especially when clans are starting to factor in so big in this game. When we were looking back through some of the people that I associated with in the original Destiny, and almost everybody that I'm seeing that has a clan, it's like 3 members, 4 members, because they just started with a group of friends.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And now that is becoming huge. Like, you want as many people in your clan as you possibly can.
That's another positive I didn't even think about, is the clan aspect of it. It's more of a community-based thing.
Yeah.
And Bungie did that with Halo also. They had their forums, and there were clans, and they're good at it. This is one of the things they're good at, and they're finally... I mean, last time the clans were just kind of a thing that you got thrown onto your tag when you were playing.
It's more like a novelty.
Yeah, but now there's, you're ranking up your clan. You can get Ingrams for doing certain things. Like, we have 2 of the 4 we can get this week, and then I guess you said after Tuesday it'll reset.
Yep.
And we can. So it adds another layer, especially that community based.
Yeah.
Well, it came out on a Wednesday, so maybe that's their week cycle.
Right. Well, I guess they want, because most people, I'm sure, peak hours are probably weekend. So that gives everybody like time on the weekend. So
not us. We're staying up till 1 o'clock in the morning on a work night.
That's true. Yeah, I kept like, do you guys want to get off? I know you got work in the morning. No, we're gonna power through.
That was honestly. So you mentioned that I had the PS4 for the original Destiny, and I got rid of it, and now I got another one. That Destiny was the entire reason I bought it both times, and this second time was mostly because we had as many flaws as were in the original Destiny. The 3 of us had so much fucking fun playing that.
Oh yeah,
same thing. Just hours of just running around maps, playing Crucible, just discovering shit. It was so much fun.
Well, I think that's the big takeaway is Destiny 2. They learned, they listened. Is look, this is what everybody liked the most. It was made to be a community game, but I don't think they realized like how strong that was. Their biggest strength, rather.
Yeah,
like that was what made Destiny special, and they played to it even more in this game.
Really well done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like the when you're on a map and you're doing those community events and people just start showing up, and it's just cool when
it's almost like a godsend.
Three of you are just there, and then all of a sudden you turn around and there's 5 more guys running in, and it's just all right. Let's take these fuckers.
Tuesday again.
Yeah, and I like the fact too that with a lot of these people that are just jumping into these events too, because like you said, it was just if it was just the 3 of us, and then all of a sudden all these people come swarming in, they'll actually work together with you, even though you're not communicating.
Yeah,
just immediately fall in line.
You go down, and it doesn't have to be one of you 2 to revive me. Somebody else could grab me. It's a really well designed community game. At least in the first week and a half it's been going. So.
Yep. Well, that's like I said. I'm so excited because it's this good out of the gate.
Yep.
And Destiny was so different on the tail end than it was when it first started.
So no Rev did, but Atomic and I did not. We refused to buy the DLC until we played the game. We both were in agreement we're getting the DLC.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially since they, and you might want to. You can bring this up after I'm done, but Atomic read an article this morning about they accidentally confirmed the next DLC.
It was listed on the Xbox Store. Yeah, erroneously, and then it was taken down, obviously. But Bungie's like, the cat's out of the bag. It's an official listing on the Xbox Store. It's not like somebody at Microsoft is just like, haha, fuck you, and put it.
Well, I mean, Microsoft might with the breakup they had with Bungie. So,
maybe.
But in the article that you showed us, they did say there was story DLC, which is like, thank God, because so many AAA games nowadays go the Call of Duty route, and Destiny 1 did it, where the DLC is just new guns, new multiplayer maps, that kind of BS, but new story is always a plus.
Yeah, if you're gonna
just sprinkling across the board.
Yeah, if you're gonna sell me another game, give me another game.
Yes.
Don't just give me additions to my previous game where I have to buy a whole new game.
How much was the DLC?
Like 35.
Yeah, 35.
Okay, yeah, so it's like half the price of the original game.
It's not bad when you think about it. If you're gonna,
but you're getting a whole nother story mode, and it's like a whole nother world, pretty much.
Right.
That's how you do it.
Okay, so I'll read the listing. So it's The Curse of Osiris was the name of the DLC that Bungie confirmed. You explore Mercury and the Infinite Forest, which they said was actually alluded to in the main game. I kind of blanked out during some of the narrative.
I don't know. Maybe it was the... Would that be the Vax? Weren't the Vax on Mercury? No,
that was Venus.
Venus. Mercury was where you got in the Taken King, you got your sun power, because Mercury is the planet closest to the sun, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I have it. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I'm not an astronomer.
Okay, anyways, new story missions and adventures, new themed weapons, armor, gear, and to earn, new cooperative activities, Crucible, they said maps specifically. There it is, competitive multiplayer arenas. There's no release date yet, and they said that they confirmed a new social space based on the Lighthouse from the first Destiny. So, like I said, I quit after Vanilla Destiny, and I'm pretty sure that the Lighthouse was after the Trials of Osiris Nightfall raid. Like I was explaining to you guys, you unlock it after beating the final boss. It's just kind of like an elite social area for being.
I don't.
For being that spot.
I went back and played the Taken King, and I don't remember anything about a lighthouse.
There better be soccer.
It was so sad because we thought we lost the farm.
I thought we did too. Yeah,
after level 20, and we were just depressed because we couldn't play soccer anymore.
Because the Traveler takes the place of where Earth.
The tower. The tower, you mean?
The tower. Yeah. The tower takes the place of
which
where
good redesign, by the way.
I agree. Yeah, it's laid out more clever.
You had mentioned us before we started playing that the social spaces felt more social and more alive, and they definitely are. It's not.
There's hidden shit. That's what I like. There's also the sentry from the farm that I was fucking around that one day and I was showing you guys how to do. That is in the tower in some capacity as well.
Yeah,
there's gotta be hidden shit in there because I saw somebody glowing.
You got. What did you do last night? You told me something happened to you. Oh, the floor is lava.
Oh,
he started playing the floor is lava somehow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was just up on a bridge, and all of a sudden his game said the floor is lava.
And I started glowing red, and then I jumped down, and I touched the floor, and I actually died.
Nice. That's fucking awesome. All right, I didn't even know that. All right,
I have no idea how he did it. But
I don't even remember where I got it. I think
somebody online just like sit there and meticulously dissect it. We'll have to figure out.
Can I also mention that I'm happy that what's the legendary dude, the creepy guy that sells you?
Sure.
Yeah, he actually shows up on the map now. You don't just go.
Yeah, he's not just in a social space. Yeah. I think he's.
Well, I mean, you can pull up the map and it says here he is instead of having to search all over the place.
Tentacle face.
Yeah.
I like that. So going back to the floor is lava, if you will, I like that. Once again, they're leaning into knowing that Destiny's community, and some people like last night you stepped out to have a smoke, and we're just kind of fucking around waiting for you to get back. So that gives us something to do in the social space. You know what I mean? Like they sprinkle little activities to keep you occupied, probably for shit like that.
Like with the farm, they had the 2 goals with the soccer thing or with the soccer ball.
You guys were playing at one point, and you had 10 people show up.
They just started coming in,
and everybody's just playing soccer.
Dance parties randomly. Spring out.
Yeah, because those Guardians, they got some moves. I tell you.
Oh yeah, dude is spinning on his hands and everything else.
My Titan's hips can move, man. That's some,
I've got this
seductive
weird
stuff.
With my Warlock, I have this weird slow dance.
Yeah, that's seductive too.
It's almost like
it's amazing.
It's almost like a creepy gala that his date left, so he's in the middle. He has to keep dancing by himself, and trying to play it off.
At least you can break it down, man. Another thing I'd like to bring up, I like that there's layers on top of the stuff that even does happen. So we were trying to level up because we weren't ready to go into the final few missions, and we were just doing public events.
Yeah.
And you showed us how to make them go heroic.
Yeah.
That's really cool that you can do an event and you can still win it, but there's also a way to basically up the factor on it. There's layers to everything that's happening. Well,
that's basically if you have to tackle it by yourself, or there's only 2 of you. If you're up for the challenge, you can try heroic, but if not, it's there's no way we're going to survive it. But when 6 or 7 people show up, it's let's pump this thing up.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. Yeah, I like that quite a bit, and that's what I'm hoping with the DLC as well. I'll spin into my DLC wish list. Picking this isn't even really DLC. I feel like this is a patch away, but being able to pick in the Crucible, obviously, fixing fire team sizes. And then really that's just adding a 4th player.
Yeah, 4 to me is the number.
Yeah, that's perfect. If you do that, I have no more complaints about fire team sizes. And if you let us pick in the Crucible, nothing in the fucking Crucible. Oh, and I had one more negative, actually. The load time after the end of the story.
Holy cow. What did we sit there for 7-8 minutes?
I had to leave the fire team.
Yeah, and that actually pushed us through. It's it couldn't get 3 people through that last
And that's the second time that happened to me, because I played with my brothers, and I was stuck, and they had to leave, and it pushed me through for some reason.
And you sit there and you wait for this cutscene that it's almost nothing.
Well, it alludes. I think,
it alludes to the
to the Curse of Osiris DLC.
I would say
because there's floating pyramids in space.
Yeah, I would say my wish list, fire teams, like you said. I want larger game modes in the Crucible. I want big team battle, if you will. Where, you were saying, sniper rifles could actually be something.
Well, in the first Destiny, team deathmatch was usually 6 versus 6, but there was a specific mode for 3-person fire teams. It was basically an elite 3-person 3 versus 3.
So it was smaller, but there was also a 10v10 mode too, where there was. I remember the map. I remember the map because there was a couple tanks on the map, and it was huge. It was 2 or 3 of them like that.
Okay. So for my DLC wish list. And this is, like I said, a wish list. I would like a new playable race and a 4th class with their own 3 separate subclasses. The only problem with that is they have to retcon it in to the story mode. You know what I mean? from like the beginning of the game, like, oh, this guy was here all along.
Unless it could be a turncoat from whatever race this Osiris character's
That's true.
from. I mean,
that'd be interesting.
That would be a good one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mentioned it, like, the characters, like Cade is obviously Nathan Fillion and exudes personality. I would like in a DLC to be able to play as Cade. Like, just a cool. Standalone, maybe 1 or 2 missions where you get to just play
almost
as
kind of like what they did for Arkham Arkham City games, where you could play Harley just like Quinn, a little side story as Harley Quinn or Nightwing or something like that. It's almost like that.
That would be fun.
I would enjoy that mode. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
One thing that you had also mentioned, CJ, I don't know if that would be DLC or one patch, was in the first game, some of the Crucible modes had vehicles in them, and you were talking about specifically space combat.
Yeah, I mean, we get that ship, and basically it's just a vehicle for cutscenes. I think it'd be neat to add a space battle game mode, or even you were saying, a mission where you actually get to use it, because I imagine they must have weapons on them. They can't just be hoppers that do nothing, because then you're fucked if you get attacked.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of other ships that have weapons. There's some that specifically fire on you when you're doing some of the public events.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the drop ships. Yeah, I would like to be able to. I feel like that's an avenue they could go and add more to the game. I would enjoy playing that.
I think so too. Yeah,
yeah, some space battles and stuff like that.
So I don't think that we've played enough of the Crucible to see every map. I know we cycled through a couple of them.
They did bring back at least one old map when we were in there. So that was
I forget which one.
It was I can't remember.
I can't remember either. But anyways, I'd like to see, at least in specific maps like they did in Destiny 1, some vehicles kind of factor in. I think they were kind of cool. That was the one thing that Destiny 1 had over this in Crucible, is some of the maps were specifically huge. Those were when the vehicles were on.
Yep.
You could summon sparrows and shit. But sniper rifles, like, actually fucking factored in.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of corner, even in the open world now, there's kind of like a lot of corners and shit. Sniper rifles definitely don't have to shoot as far.
I think I used mine only a couple times in the entire campaign. I mostly ran with that sword, because that sword's pretty fucking awesome.
That is pretty awesome. So I actually have not picked up the sword. How do the charges work on that?
What do you mean? I think
ammo. You get ammo for your sword.
Yeah,
somehow.
You get like 30, and I think that it uses 2 or 3 per swing.
Okay.
So yeah, probably 3, so you get like 10 swings.
I mean, they're probably gonna nerf that fucking thing.
Because when
it's almost like a super, people will roll in and just chop our fucking heads off.
Yeah, especially in Crucible, or even when we were doing public events, like when the extraction one when the big captain shows up. I can screw him up with that sword.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, they'll probably nerf those swords.
I can see that. Well, that's a new addition to the game, I think. I'm not sure if they were in the
No, there was... maybe one of the supers was a sword, but other than that, there was no swords in the original.
Okay. Yeah, I like the new classes.
Well, you could... Remember, you could pick up in one of the campaign missions, you could pick up the sword. It was one of the early ones on the moon. You killed the guy.
Yeah,
but that was the only time... Yeah, it was the only time I remember being able to use a sword.
Yep, I remember that. It goes third person and everything.
Yeah, yep.
And I don't.
It almost acts like an energy sword from Halo too. You once you're locked onto somebody, you basically can jump like 5 feet and swing and take them out.
Proof that bringing a knife to a gunfight is sometimes not a bad idea.
Yeah, sometimes it isn't. Yeah, especially if it's like 4 foot long and glows.
Yeah. Speaking of knives, I'm telling you, you guys are probably sick of me saying this. I fucking if I could marry an inanimate object, it would be that goddamn hunter's knife. I love that thing so fucking much. And that if you precision kill somebody with it, it just instantly recharges. It's just pepper and kill, dude. I could do that all day. So gratifying.
So you have that. I love the Titan's Rush ability when you're just you get up that speed and you can just, especially the shield subclass, and you put that shield up and you hit. Because if I can get into a group of enemies, it'll either kill the one I hit for sure, but it could kill everybody around it, or at least very badly damaged. Now that thing is awesome.
Oh yeah, I really like the
sword.
Yeah, the sun sword that they brought for the.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, the warlock class. That was really sweet.
Who has the staff, the double-ended staff?
That's a hunter.
That you? Mm-hmm. Where you get to do the butterfly kicks?
Well, I roll with the golden gun.
Yeah. Oh, why not? Yeah.
Yeah, I like the staff, and we had talked about how the Titan is pretty much modeled after a different Avenger. Like you got Hulk smash, you got Captain America's shield, and you have Thor's hammer.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it is. Yeah, it's funny. I have not yet. I was going to do that this morning, but the servers are down. I have not yet unlocked the 3rd subclass. It's ready to go. I just haven't done the mission.
Yeah, I'm at like 70-something% for the 3rd subclass.
Okay, you guys are getting there.
Yeah.
So when you guys get back, we can run through and.
Oh well, 1 o'clock's football, so
yeah.
Oh, God.
You got after. Hey! It's Sunday
football.
After football. I'm all good. I got an open schedule.
I'm glad at least that there's something in your life that you hold higher than Destiny. I was wondering if it was going to completely absorb you. I wasn't sure.
Well, hey, yesterday it did. We'll be playing 9.5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, holy shit. You said you guys were on till like 12:30 at night?
Yeah. We played, because the party thing tells you how long you've been together, and we played 9.5 hours. You joined us probably about 2 hours in. Yeah, and then we just kind of buzzed through the rest of the campaign, and then you got off, and we finished up getting no rev up to level 20. It's about where we stand right now.
Like you said, now you can start playing the game.
Now you can start playing the game.
You can start playing the game. Yeah, so one of the things that I'm pretty happy with as well is the companion app.
Yeah, if you don't have it, get it.
Yeah, it's
especially
definitely,
since we're going to be doing a lot of stuff on there as a community.
Well, yeah, because like I said, the clans factor in so much more to Destiny 2, and now there's forums. We can start polls. One of the things that I was talking about, and one of the admins, Gang Rapper, had already posted. I got to talk to that guy about that shit. But he had already posted was he was going to start doing to message one of us to do guided nightfall raids. So we're going to be doing that. If we're gonna open it up. If anybody hasn't been through yet, just let us know. We'll start forming up and running anybody that hasn't been through them.
How many players do you get per Nightfall? I don't remember. Is it 6?
It depends on Nightfall,
okay.
I believe. But yeah, it's 6. I'm pretty
so
sure.
you can do a 6-man fire team then, or is it 2 3-man fire teams?
No, it's 6-man fire team.
I didn't know if it was different.
You can make up to a 6-man fire team, but when you try to go into an activity, it will say that you have too many players.
Okay.
Yeah, like when D-Cook was on last night, and we wanted to jump from the Crucible to story mode. It was saying, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So, like I said, we're gonna be a pretty active clan, posting in the forums and whatnot. At some point, I'll post a poll and see if anybody wants to change the banner. Probably not, because I made it myself, and I'm a very vain and prideful individual. but we'll see. I mean, there's still things to unlock to put on the banner, I'm pretty sure, as well.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, definitely. We were talking about you were mentioning maybe uploading some walkthroughs on some stuff.
Yeah, I'm thinking we're going to start posting some YouTube clips of us during gameplay, and we'll get to know everybody that's in the clan better.
Yeah, definitely. And you guys will get to listen to our ridiculous banter when we're playing.
It gets weird.
It gets weird sometimes.
Really, really weird.
Yeah. This is only a tidbit of what we sound like.
I was going to say, mature content alert, because it can get bad really fast.
Yeah.
Some of the most innocuous things. I'm not going to say it on air, but like it starts from like we're all hanging out into like violent and just
not safe for work type stuff.
Oh, absolutely not. Yeah, do not watch us at work. But yeah, so you want to plug us?
Yeah, so thanks for listening. If you're new, make sure to check us out on YouTube. Like and follow us there. Like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We post all of our podcasts to all those. We're also going to be posting the podcast, at least this week, maybe going forward, right to the forum or the chat on the Destiny.
No, the Destiny app.
Yeah, the Destiny app. Yeah. We also are active on Spreaker, SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Play. Like I said, come like us, follow us, give us a thumbs up, subscribe. We appreciate it. It'll help us out a lot.
Yeah,
give us some comments. Leave some comments, some ideas. We're always looking for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, definitely. The forum's open, so just kick us some feedback and let us know if you thought of something that we haven't. And if you haven't already joined the Forces of Dinklage, like I said,
get in there. We're running out of space.
That's true. We're running out of space, so get in while you can. And hey, you know what? I'm going to say we'll even take suggestions for the podcast.
Yeah, it would help us out. There's a few slow weeks where, anything helps.
We have to fill in and insult Jeff Bridges sometimes.
Yeah, check out some of our older podcasts. Get to know us a little bit better. Leave us some comments on your ideas and thoughts about what we ramble and rant about.
Like I said, I feel like sometimes he's just a pincushion for my hate.
You got anything, no Rev?
No, I think that should be
okay.
about
So
it.
next week we're gonna watch this week the Kingsman 2, and then we'll have a little bit of a discussion review next week. So for the Microphone Joes, I'm CJC.
I'm No Rev.
And I'm Adam Mick. All right, Guardians,
Stay average.